Shout out to the God Turk, Supreme Clientele Radio. Diablo, SR the General, full blast the beat God. Graff Champs, yeah, Graff Champs, Graff Champs, yeah, Graff Champs. Shout out the 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 Graff Champs. Welcome, tune in to Graff Champs. We appreciate the love and support for all the Graff Champs. The most amazing and iconic artists out here smashing it from the train yards to the rooftops to the storefronts, highways catching wreck. SR the General, he be going crazy, bro, from his Instagram account, Supreme Clientele Radio. Turk. Interviewing all the icons, the ones that led the way. Salute to all the fallen legends, the ones that set the stage. Moment of silence, let us remember those. Peace. Whether they family or they were friend or foe. Hate them or love them, let's show them some respect. Major contribution in hip-hop, Graff Champs to the death. Ready and willing, never scared to fry. Never. Chancing the odds of getting up, prepared to rise. Super talented vandals, never scared to die. Let's show them love while they breathing. Go ahead and share the live, So tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Interviews are dope from the start up to the end. Let's show them love and call it glory time. Repost his post on your post, share his post up on your storyline. We Graff Champs. We out.
Here we go. Yo, do you hear me?
Yeah, yo, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yo, before anything, we just want to say thank you for coming on Graff Champs. And the reason we got you here is because you are NYC staple in graffiti, a barbarian, a legend. And the fans just want to know your whole Graff story. So we usually start from the beginning. So the first question, Dover, is how did you get into graffiti? What got you into graffiti?
Well, I got into graffiti at an extremely young age. Basically, I was probably five, 6 years old exactly when I started looking at all the graphs and the mom taking me on the subway and seeing all the train, the insides. And somebody wrote a tag named Zaid. And then I started copying what he did to practice. In my own head, I took his tag, but I'm like, you know what? You can't take somebody else's tag and go writing in the street. So then I came up with Dover. Actually, it was.
All right, but wait, before you get into that, all right, so you was 5 years old on the train with your mom going places, so you start noticing the graph. Was there any certain names that stuck to your head back then early, like a certain couple of people or anything like that?
I used to see Shane 125 a lot. It was Scene, PJ, even Astro, even Fogs and Dune was up back then.
Nice.
Doing this thing, Vulcan. There was a bunch of writers doing their thing, and I was just interested in the field. And I was more curious of how to get your instrument so I could be a part of it.
So how did you get the tag Dover?
I saw a name Dove. I don't even know where exactly it was, and it just stood in my head. And I said, you know what? That don't even sound right. But I added an R, and I was like, all right, I'll rock with that.
At what age was that at?
6 years old, 1978.
Wow, 6 years old. So you've been Dover since 1978?
1978.
Wow, that is fucking crazy. So when was the first time that you actually like got a spray can and was able to go out and hit something like?
I don't remember the exact age because for a couple of years in the beginning, the only hands I got my hands on a can was like 357 used to push me to hit the trains when we used to go to the layups at 6. And I wasn't really with hitting the trains. For some reason, I didn't really care for the trains. I was more interested in exploring the system. That's what I would do while they was doing their whole cars and throw ups and stuff. I mean, I did do an outline, maybe one little fill in back then, but that's as far as it went for a couple of years. It might have
So
not
you
been
were having
about
fun exploring the underground.
exploring the underground, and I was only into stickers and marker tags back
Okay.
then.
Okay, so when was it that you branched out and said, fuck that, I'm gonna start doing shit in the next level type shit?
Well, as the age came up, age 7, 8, maybe around 9, I started doing the spray can thing minorly, and by by 10 years old, I was already trying to go all the way out to Flushing, Queens, and Brooklyn, and the Bronx, with all the abandoned buildings and the dogs all over the place. But yeah, it was actually a very adventurous, and I would break night after night sometimes, just walking around.
So where did you originate from? You originated from Queens?
I originated from Manhattan, from 58 and 3rd Avenue.
Oh wow. Okay. So those are the first streets you explored, the Manhattan streets?
That was the first streets I explored around Midtown to Upper Spanish Harlem.
And who did you see up there over there?
Then my parents moved up to Spanish Harlem, and I linked up with a few heads over there.
Who?
Jobs, Acer, Aver.
Wow, nice. Joe, of course, nigga, Uptown, you know, the TDO mob, you know what I'm saying?
TDO, they also 357 too.
357 also, yeah, yes, sir. RD, the mayor of Manhattan.
I hear you.
So you came up under them. Did you ever bomb with RD?
Of course, I always used to. That's the first person I was trying to find in the hood, because I know he lived in the neighborhood, and that's how I clicked the 357. I finally got to meet him, and right away it was like, let's go hang out. And actually, we used to hang out like almost night after night after night. There's always something different to go through. It's the FDR Drive. It's going over to the Queensbridge Pit.
Do you have like a favorite borough to bomb or favorite spots? Because you're like a writer that been up for so many decades and decades, repeatedly just hitting everything. Like, what's your favorite shit to hit? Brooklyn, Queens, what?
I guess Brooklyn would be my choice. My choice to bomb.
Why is that?
It's because it's huge, and it's a lot of traffic down there. Let's say, not even just from Brooklyn, but they come from the Bronx. So I like the Brooklyn. I really liked the territory, and it was a lot. It was a lot. So if you was able to cover that between that and Queens, yeah, those are two huge boroughs. So if you was able to cover each thing like borough by borough or block by block, you know, it took a long time, but that's how it works, you know. One night you hitting the system, one night you hitting the tunnels, another night you hitting the poles. It just don't stop.
What was the first borough that you branched out to once you stepped out of Manhattan?
Queens. Most of the beginning friends was in Queens, like rest in peace, Dr. Seuss, Spook Sue, rest in peace, RTD crew.
Rest in peace, Vamp.
Tech, Drone, Sear, there's a bunch of Crime WSC.
Hell yeah, bro. Queen. So all right, so what year do you think that you started like killing shit and started getting recognized? When do you think that was?
I guess around, I'm gonna go at like 85. 85 to 85, I was really smashing shit.
Damn, 85, nigga. And you was doing mostly like transit shit, or?
I was doing everything, like you said in the beginning: streets, tunnels, scratchies, stickers, markers, uh, dumpsters, whatever you name it.
Nah,
Trucks,
because just to
yards.
hear you say 85 is just so live in 85, my nigga. Like, these niggas don't understand the temperature of the streets back then, my nigga. Let them know how it was.
I mean, I was living in Manhattan, and I ended up moving to Brooklyn to Bensonhurst and linked up with Acid Crew, Rush, Deco, AA Mob, Moods. Then they 5 MH from Coney Island, Tez, Tez 3D, rest in peace, 3D Mob. Then there was ATC Crew, rest in peace, MS. It was a lot of writers out there, and everybody was basically doing their thing.
That's a fact. So when do you think? All right, so 85. You say you started really taking it serious and you started really killing shit, right? Boom. So now when the train era starts ending, and you said, because you didn't really like to hit the trains, you wanted to hit like other things, right?
Yeah.
So when the train era finished and shit, and it started spilling out into the streets and shit, how was the transition to you? Did you see the streets getting bombarded more? Well, how was the transition?
I know that all this whatever space was left on the gates, that's what the gates was like made basically like kind of clean back then. It was just a few heads that had the gates, like Easy, Jazz, I think Ruel, Astro, Dune, Fogs. There's a bunch. Seek even had a bunch. It was
CP3,
like, bro. Tain, Tain.
Oh shit, you're freezing up, Dover. You're freezing up. Move around, damn.
The streets had plenty of people that were doing their thing 5 borough wise. Even Jew BT did his thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. I interviewed Drew, Bester, and a whole lot of dudes too. So since you're coming from Manhattan originally, let's talk about Manhattan. You said Uptown, the TDO mob. We already mentioned, of course, RD is like the overall fucking warlord of Manhattan and shit. So then like JA comes from Manhattan and so many other writers. Give me a top 10 of Manhattan writers, of strictly niggas. Give me a top 10. Damn, son. It's buffering. Damn.
Like, my favorite writers was like Don D, Duro, Scene, PJ, KK1.
Wow. That's a lineup. Damn, son. This
Scene, OD. There was a bunch of them. That's what really got me to hit the tunnels, because P13 was killing them poles. And when you was able to look out the window in the front, because as a kid, you want to go in the front car and look out the window. P13, Shane, they had them shits like back to back to back to back. Like, I mean, for miles upon miles.
What line you think was the most like bombed up line where everybody was like most active killing it?
I couldn't say an exact line because they was all bombed. They was all destroyed, really. The inside, oh man, like I wish you could see that shit now in 2022.
That's a fact. But a lot of shit in the tunnels is still relicked up and shit. Niggas got relics down there.
Niggas still got relics down there in certain areas, especially around the yards.
What year did you start fucking doing scratchies? What made you just go do scratchies? Because you had like every single window in the whole New York City train system, nigga.
It basically started when I was stepping into the train car, like around 90, around that era, 90, 91, I'm gonna say, more or less. Train windows was you know what? I'm wrong. Back up. It was more like 87. It was more like 87 because the low lights didn't get created yet. The low lights came out in 88. So I was out there in Brooklyn, and it was like me, Jonah, Member, and then I started seeing Roz every now and then on the window, and I'm like, he's got ups, yo, but he's only doing like one window a car or two windows a car. I'm like, why not just try to figure out how he did it? How do you write on a glass window? That was the first task. So when I figured out how to write on a window, just like you write on a pen with paper, I was like, all right, so let me start hitting this shit. And then, the addiction gets with you. Like, why not just hit every window and keep going so you ain't got no more windows to write? Because no matter which angle you look at, no matter what car you go in, no matter what door, I want them to see my name now.
That's a fact. Do you think you have more scratchies than anybody ever?
Yeah. I think the only other person that gives me any comp was that person that scratched Pray.
Pray, yeah, Pray.
That's the only one that I could say could give me comp, because Roz wasn't even up the way I was. He was up. But like I said, it was like one window every car. I was doing a whole train window, all the windows from one station to the next. That's how fast I was doing them. And
yeah, I was on the train going to the beach, A-line and shit, and we was looking out the window at the Graff, and some white kid came up to me and was like, "Oh, you write graffiti?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "What you write?" That nigga said, "I write Roz, king of the scratchies."
He was king of the scratchies, though. He was like the first one that came out. I'll give him his props, because that's what got me a little adrenaline. And I said, you know what? That's just another level in graffiti. You know what I'm saying? You could have the streets, you could have the rooftops, you could have the tunnels, but if you could get the windows, then that's like having the outsides back in the days.
That's a fact. You made mad noise with them shits. It's just still for years and years and years. You might still have some rocking on like some 6 trains and shit like that, and A trains, old school shits.
The only ones that they might be some rocking, but that's like out of service, and those are like painted yellow right now or red, and they're using them for construction. But they probably have a few still running.
Yes, and that shit was a staple, my nigga. Even just streets, bro. You was like a FEC TFV. Like everywhere you look, there's a Dover tag somewhere. You and him are like a similar type of bomber. The only thing is that your career expanded more decades.
Yeah, I'll give it to FEC too, because he did do his thing when he was doing it. Yeah, he was killing it. Going there, but you can't. I can't say nowadays you could do what you used to do back in the days, because we could just be like, yo, I'm going to Northern Boulevard by the bridge, and I'm going all the way to Long Island in one night, and you wouldn't get fucked with. You could just go straight walking from side to side all the way down the whole night, and that was the night. And then you're going to Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn the next day, and you go into Jerome in the Bronx. And
that's a fact.
Never ending, no matter what area and Graff you in. If you in it to for your ups, and that's what you're gonna do, and you're gonna figure out other ways also to get you in the
That's a fact. Since you was deep in the 80s generation and very active in the 90s generation also, and the next generation. It's like 4 generations you already been a part of. Which is the livest one? Which was the livest one?
I miss the 80s, yo. I miss the 80s. For real. That was like the best time. It was like a free for all, really, that back in the 80s. The 90s, I was already I was ready to like let it go. That's why I let it go in 95. I said the transit system was basically the last big thing that I did. And then 1995 came and I just said, you know what, I'm hanging it up. I left. I didn't talk to no Graff writer. I didn't look at Graff. I didn't have a can, didn't take a tag. And then in, in 2010, I came, I came back.
Who?
I'm real good friends with Webb, and I ended up I met up with him, and he hit me off with a can, and then Nerve FTA gave me another can, and the Bronx was the first fill-in and another comeback.
And that's when NYC needed the comeback and shit. Then I after that, I believe you was killing shit with Ever. And who was it? Ever and Chen, maybe?
For sure, DTF brothers right there with the ladder, with the ladder spots. That was carrying. I can't lie, carrying the ladder. That's just another level, you know, because now you got more weight. You gotta something with that. You gotta worry about balance, and yeah, it was nice though. It was pretty interesting to be because I figured like this: the higher you go, is the harder it is. You're gonna have to do what I gotta do in order to go over me, if that's what you want to do. So, I'll make you work to do that, and that's why I'm doing ladder spots. Even though I didn't need to, you know, I still got street spots running. I got one on Bushwick Avenue still running a Blockbuster, like recent months type shit. That's why we did the ladder. It was like, you know what? More people could see it from a further distance. You'll probably be the first one to be noticed before you notice anything else. All the buildings be in the way sometimes and stuff. So, yeah, that was a good time right there. Until the ladder once, and then the ladder broke.
Wow, you fell off the ladder?
I fell off the ladder with RQ5 and the J line where that factory burnt down. Like,
Yeah, I know which one. That big ass fucking factory that takes up the whole block.
Into the J, like that big block. Yeah, I fell on the side where all the pieces were. That fence, good, I guess, wasn't positioned right, and you know, next thing you know, you bouncing off the fence and then bouncing to the ground.
I hope you didn't get hurt, but you bombed with a lot of people and shit. Who was the most funnest person to bomb with?
I guess the most that, like I said, the ladder spot era was my favorite out of bombing with that ladder. Yeah, I think the wherever was like the best trip that I've had, the best enjoyment I've had.
Yo, I'm glad you said that, bro, because bombing whatever is a treat, son. That nigga's gonna make sure that he smacks something and it's gonna be something dope spot always. That nigga's gonna always fucking want to destroy some like hard type spot. Some high shit, some big shit, some crazy shit. I love the way Ever bombs.
It was just like spots like the LIRR and Main Street Flushing. When you walk to the next station, there's no entrance or exit. It's either you get out at one end and enter on one end, or you do it at the other end. There's no in between there. And we was doing ladder spots on both sides of the walkway. So every block we was doing 4 fill-ins, 2 each, ladder spots side by. That was dope. That was really dope. And we went to Bronx with it. We went to Brooklyn with it. It was nice.
So y'all niggas never got chased during that tour?
I don't think we ever got messed with. Yo, maybe somebody might have said something to us in the Bronx, but that was nothing. Nah, never got into any conflicts. I also fell off the ladder with Ever in the Bronx, or almost did. Yeah, I remember that. But it was it. I wonder
So
to have the guts to carry a ladder and everything and hit rooftop after rooftop. But then again, that was another advantage of having a car. It was either I had a car, Ever had a car, somebody had a car.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, because Ever would pop like the jetpack out of his fucking trunk or something. Because I was just gonna ask you, so you didn't get fucked with walking with a fucking ladder in the middle of the night?
Nah, we ain't never get fucked with because we didn't really walk much. You know, even in Queens, in the factories in the back or next to the Shea Stadium with the old parts, auto parts
Spots, yeah.
all the way to the back of that shit, you know, and then do your thing and then just jump in your whip and bounce, you know, even though there was only one way in, one way out, but it's either you walk for miles or blocks upon blocks, or that's what you do.
So tell me a crazy bombing story. Do you got a crazy bombing story?
The craziest bombing story would be just walking all through Queens in the 80s, and just that was just like you go to neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood, and you run into a whole bunch of different people. You get to meet a lot of people. It's not really crazy, but it was more like, yo, you walk in with like 25 cans in your book bag and you got markers, so you bombing along the way. So that was like that was a really good time back then in the 80s, to be able to walk for like hours all night long, night after night, and meet people. I ended up meeting so many people, it's not even funny.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you, because people do not. There's a lot of writers that don't like the other part of it, like, which is meeting other writers or being social with other writers. You know what I mean? And so you embrace that.
I mean, you have to really embrace it because it's Graff. You're not going in for no drama story. It's not that's like you going to see a Marvel movie. You know what I'm saying? That it's fantasy to some people, and then we made it real. Yeah, I embrace whether they embrace me or not. I tried to embrace everybody I met and try to get along with as much people as you could.
That's a fact. When you was young bombing, you never like ran into like a big time writer and was like, oh shit.
Of course, there's plenty of people. Like I said, since I was in the early days, when I met Lee, I was like, oh shit. When I met Tracy 168 back then, it was like,
hold up, don't just pass over the story, bro. Hold up. You said you met Lee?
I met Lee, Futura 2000, Days. Yeah, a lot of old school writers back in the days I used to see on a regular. Like Tracy used to always be down the block from my mother's house in Spanish Harlem, right on 102 FDR, night after night. So if you want to see Tracy, you could just go over there and you'll hit your black book. I had one time he had 15 pages back to back.
Me personally, the first two writers that I fell in love with was from the spray can art books and all of that shit was like Scene and Reese.
Oh yeah, AOK, cool. Yeah, I like the PJ though a lot too, because he was just doing those nice clean fillings, you know, and he was back to back doing shit, yo. That was like the way I like to do shit. I like that, yo. I like the way he bombs.
And he had the nice throwy that was, you know, kind of straight letter. It was very, very dope. I don't think he gets the props he deserves. PJ's like one of those Godfather niggas.
Of course he is, yo. People that know. There's a lot of people that got recognition. How about Vulcan? He was nasty back then, and he never really got no recognition.
Vulcan word, and shout out to Revs. He just had his book release in Lowbrow like last week. That shit sold out everything in one day. Revs, salute to Revs. You heard?
Oh, Revs, of course. That's what's up.
What about Cost? You ever bombed with Cost?
I bombed with Cost plenty of times back in the days because he was part of 357 too. So that's how we clicked. 357 KRT back then. TDO.
Nice. Wow.
Also, Doc was a cool dude too to bomb with. His partner. Revs is awesome. I love the way they came out with that roller brush though tag. That was another like good idea. That's like taking the jetpack I did, but they took it to another level. Billboard status. That was
word. That's the thing about Graff, bro. You could just keep reinventing yourself like you did through your whole career. You know what I'm saying? You just kept coming on a different aspect and just conquering it and shit. What's the next thing for Dover, my nigga?
I haven't bombed it since the last time I got locked up on the Long Island Railroad in Queens, like 2 years ago. So I've been staying low, but I haven't retired yet. I let everybody know that I haven't retired yet. I got a stash of paint. I keep getting paint. It's just when and how the job takes a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? Especially working like 7 days a week. So I really haven't had time, but I'm gonna make some time.
I feel you. That shit is in the vein. We built for that shit, my nigga.
I guess a graph writer is built on how good is your pockets to purchase the equipment, or how good are you to be able to get your hands on shit? Because the more markers you get, the more stickers, the more you could do your thing. It's always about having your re-up. If you ain't got a re-up stash, then I must say hang it up.
Word, what about racking paint? What was the most fucking cans you racked in one day?
How many cans? Wow.
Cause Ever used to rock, Ever, if I racked 100, that nigga racked 500. That nigga was exaggerated.
Me and Bester used to go and took shopping cart full.
Where, Pergament?
Shopping carts full, just walking right out.
Back in the day, son, you walk right out with the shopping cart, put the shit right in your trunk and peel.
Yeah, back in the days it was even easier because they wasn't even locked up. They was right on the shelves, you know? Nowadays you gotta hope that the case is open, or you gotta look up to see if they got the boxes stashed on the shelves.
What about going out of state racking? You ever went out of state racking?
That's the most easiest way to do it. I've done it plenty of times with my boy Rare with the whip. Yeah, he drops and I go in the store.
What about Polo?
Polo? Are you back?
Racking Polo. You was racking Polo too?
Back in the days was the easiest. I used to go on a solo mission, get on that dollar bus in the Heights, and end up in Paramus, Jersey, and Nostrum's. And whatever you see that you like, you just put on and walk right out the store, and then go across the street to the auto parts store and put like 20 cans down your pants. Go into the bushes on Route 4, stash all your shit, and go do it again and come back, and then get on the bus and come back home. On a solo mission, that was the shit back then.
Hold up. Sounds about right. Sounded about right. Oh shit, I dropped the can. Yes, because even when we didn't do shit like that, we used to like get up, walk through the Ave, walk through the other Ave, walk back through the other Ave, back through the other Ave, and by the time we got back home, we had like $200-300 worth of shit in our bags each, just to sell. And
then you get to the aluminum foil in the book bag, and you could just throw the shits with the alarms right in there.
Or a big bomb. Hell yeah. What about there's certain types of riders that are like street barbarians that are like relentless riders, like JA and fucking Map and niggas like that. I consider you one of them niggas that, because you could just come out, you was up for decades and you could just come out at any time Do you feel like you're up there with the greats like that?
I guess in a way, yeah. Yeah, I'll be up there. I'm up there. I'm up there.
Where do you rate yourself if you can?
Say that again?
Where do you rate yourself?
Maybe number 4.
Ooh.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Number 4.
All right, so who's the 3 niggas above you?
The only person that I think can say they're number 1 is because they got deep pockets is J.A. That's the only time his mouth is.
Okay, J.A. You know, on Graff Champs, we have a slogan. You got to respect Ja.
If you could keep up with him, then you nasty. You could be number 2.
So who's number 2?
4.
Who?
I said I still put myself as number 4 because some people got more heart or still have a non-caring attitude about getting locked up because they could just come right back out. I can't afford that, you know? So it's hard to be a number 2.
Who's number 2 and 3?
I couldn't really say right this second, but I have a number 2 and 3. Is that I wrote everything down, and if I go switching to the list, then it cuts us off of the Instagram live. I should have wrote it on paper. I don't just want to throw out a name out of left field.
So do you have your list?
Just give me a second.
Look, your brother wearing the same hat today too.
I know, because he's in the fucking Wu-Tang concert.
Joker, right?
Yep.
My brother Ray's at the Wu-Tang concert. I went last week with Leo and Joe 21.
Got number 1 on the list is P13 because he murdered every nick and cranny and crust of the city in all 5 boroughs. Then I'm gonna give it to Vifa too. Vifa is another one. He's all on the low, in the cut, in the middle, in the blocks where you wouldn't even think of going to. That dude is there.
I see it.
Do that. I'm gonna put at number 2 and 3.
He's 2 and 3?
I'm gonna put P13 as number 2, and I'm gonna put Vifa as number 3.
Oh, and then you're number 4?
And I'm on number 4. And then everybody else will fall right behind, however order.
Which is who? Throw a couple of names.
They murdered shit too.
My bad, you was buffering. Say it again. Who?
Jazz, Easy, Bester.
Yes. Yes, them niggas anti-K.
Then they go Fib and DC.
Hell, Fib and DC, nigga, hell yeah.
I'll give it to another crew that I liked it from Queens though too. That BFB crew, they was kind of nasty too. SP and Dash and them, rest in peace.
Ooh, SP1.
Yeah,
fire throw.
I liked that they throw ups. He had clean, solid fit, yo, and they was up too.
Hell yeah, SP. His throw was always clean, bro, and a lot of dope ass riders, my nigga. A lot of dope ass riders. What about throwies? Throwies. Who's your top 10 throwies? Who's your favorite fucking throwie? Who got the best throwie, Dover? Tell me right now. Oh man, buffering, yo. What the fuck? We gotta edit this shit out.
S501. I got Trap IF.
Come on, man.
There was Cap.
Yo, Dover, you gotta move around. You gotta move around because you keep buffering.
And SM
You
and
heard
Lane.
Dover?
What?
Yo, you gotta move around because you keep buffering. So like the connection, you gotta move. Yeah, like we gotta move around or something and shit. Because while you was going down your whole list, you kept freezing and shit. So my bad. Can you start the list from the top one more time just for the fans? My bad.
Top. That's quick. Back in the days. OS. 2 Buck. Trap.
Wow.
Also,
You?
kid, because they always did they throwies up high in crazy spots, and it wasn't about how did they outline, it was where they it was like hanging off of nowhere.
Who are you talking about? PK and Kid?
Yeah. Amazing writing, bro. Because they took
Yeah.
you probably break your mind trying to figure out half the spots that they hit. Did it.
Yeah, their spots are phenomenal. I even seen their shit going towards Virginia and like on the side of a mountain type shit.
I know they get busy, yo. They get busy no matter where. That's the
Hell yeah. So
of having a car and time.
So who has the best throwaway of all time, nigga?
My opinion, the best one would be OS. I love the story with his characters and his shit.
OS 501?
You heard me?
Nah, OS 501?
Yeah.
All right, OS 501. Oh, with the character, yeah, with the big nose and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. That's fire. I fucking what do you think about the graffiti now? Like about all the writers now, like how different it is.
I mean, there's a lot of people I see. So most writers nowadays you can't really read it clearly, but you could always tell that if you see that over here and you see it in the next borough, you're like, that person is up a lot, even if you don't know what he writes. Dest is another one that's doing this thing now, and he got ups everywhere, bro. Even on the freights, I've seen him. That's one of the dudes lately that I've seen that's like all city, like doing all different categories.
Who, DEST?
Yes.
Dust, hell yeah, salute to Dust. Hell yeah, he was look in the comments, they said OJ been killing shit too. He always be killing shit.
Shout out to Milk 501, RBI, KO.
That nigga said RBI, yo, salute to RBI. RBI, son. That's Bushwick, nigga.
Facts.
Yo, so who do you think from the new niggas, like who you think is like killing shit the most?
I just told you that. I'm gonna say DST is really out right now, one of the top dudes.
That's the most. All right, yeah, okay. He's the most active that you see right now.
Well, I'll put up there right now. I mean, I'm sure there's the others like him, but he's the one that I personally have seen in all different sort of neighborhoods and boroughs, and not even just in the streets. It's just everywhere. In the tunnels, he's hitting the freights, like I said. Yeah, he's the one that I've seen personally.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. He's putting in work, my nigga. He's everywhere.
SM is still killing shit though, because I've seen him hitting shit out here lately, like a lot of download spots, but he's been hitting a lot. SM, I think he's in PR, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? No lay. He always
Yeah.
in his feeling.
SM, hell yeah, no lay. Yeah, he always be creeping through and shit. You know who else you like? You like Remo too. Remo is another nigga that'll just come out of nowhere and just destroy everything like in a month or two.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And he's still doing it though. He's still, I've seen him too up a lot. Still to this day, he's still murdering shit.
That nigga Remo don't play no games, kid.
He come bring it.
That's a fact, bro. Yo, back in the days, we always used to say that you look just like my nigga Turk. You was his twin brother. You and Turk used to look just alike.
Boy,
They told you that before?
I don't know him, but I hear you.
That's funny. So you look just like, well, you used to look just like that nigga when y'all both were younger. It was uncanny, man, funny.
Rad LES used to look like me too.
I don't know that nigga. So what about merch, like sticker packs and shit like that? You rock them shits?
I don't do anything really, you know what I'm saying? I got no problem doing one or doing a few or whoever wants anything, but I don't really do none of that. I haven't been into doing anything really. I would like to bomb, so maybe soon I'm doing that. But I'm not into the merch. I tried it and it didn't really work out, so I was like, I'm not gonna go there. Not that I won't do it in the future. It could happen. I got a friend. I got a BF member, dude, DEW in Switzerland, and he's trying to talk to me about doing a clothing collabo. And I got one up in Switzerland, but I didn't do it. He did it for me. He put me up on the side of a bridge out there. He did a piece.
Okay. But I'm saying that you should keep doing shit like that, like collabs and doing shit like that, because now niggas is getting bread off of it, man. You should fucking solidify your shit and get bread because you put in mad fucking work.
I said, we trying to work something out to do a clothing line. Let's see what happens with that.
Word, you should do some pins also, pins.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, you got to do those shits. You make a quick like geo for them shits real quick.
Sounds interesting.
Nah, that's a fact because you know niggas collect them shits of all writers. I'll definitely take a Dover for my collection. You know what I'm saying? Niggas collect them shits. I got a stupid collection.
And maybe I might just do that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, yo, you hit up what's the nigga's name? Graffiti Pins on Instagram. Graffiti Pins. Hit up Graffiti Pins on Instagram, son. That nigga will look out for you. Tell him I saw that I told you to go over there, and he'll look out for you. Yeah, yo, you hear me?
Yeah, but I hear you loud and clear.
No doubt, nigga. So fucking before like we both anything, do you have anything to tell the fans or say anything? You want them to know about your legacy, about, you know, Dover?
I just appreciate everybody showing me love everywhere I went and appreciate the art as I appreciate all your art. You know, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Other than the most ups, that's what it's just about. It's just enjoying each other's shit.
That's a fact. What do you like doing better the most? Just tag? Because I'm a tag bomber. I'm mostly, you know what I'm saying, like 75% tag bomber. What you like, tags more or fill-ins?
I'd rather do a fill-in because it usually lasts longer. But I like tags too. You know, it just got to be up high nowadays.
Oh yeah, remember the progression of high tags. First Astro had all the high tags, crazy.
That's how some writers had the advantage with that, with their height.
Chino BYI, he had the height crazy over the whole gates.
There's a few people, even RD and Tabs.
Hell yeah, RD.
The need to grab the garbage pail back in the days and flip it over and bring it to the gate or pull up the dumpster.
Yep, but I think the ultimate is Ever, because he would do one letter of his tag bigger than your whole entire fill-in. EV, just tags crowning everything.
Yeah, he sure did his thing for sure.
Do you think Ever is up there with the greats also in that category?
He's up there too. He could share a spot up there. Okay, yeah, he's up there too for sure.
Bester had a lot of crazy high tags on the gates also.
He's still doing his thing too. On top of it, that's another one that's been putting decades of work in.
That's a fact. Bester, kid. And Easy, of course. The God, Easy. Salute, E.
You can still see stains of him and Jazz on the vegan. Still.
Jaws was one of the dopest riders ever. Rest in peace, bro. His throwy was so ahead of his time, my nigga. It was fucking ridiculous. Those straight letter JOZ, fire.
Yeah, you couldn't go nowhere without seeing them on the gates. When those gates came down, it was just like, whoa, that's just another world.
Yeah, I didn't even know what area they were from, because they had like every Ave. They had all the gates on every Ave, so you couldn't pinpoint where they were from, really.
That was a good thing for them.
That's a fact. I thought they were from Bushwick when I was a little kid, because I seen them all through Myrtle Ave, Knickerbocker Ave, Graham, fucking Broadway, everything. All the Aves they had smashed. So I was like, oh, these niggas gotta live around here.
All the way out in Jamaica, Sufton, Parsons, you name it. So go up to Fordham Road. There was no stopping them. Yo, Atlantic Avenue, between Atlantic and Northern, like the two biggest avenues that I really know of.
Yeah, I interviewed Josh 5 also, bro, and he was telling me that he's the one who strategically planned all the routes for them to bomb. Bang, bang.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot to mention him, but yeah, that was a trio right there. So there was nothing to wreck with, though. Word, like I wouldn't want to go over easy, especially back then when they was killing shit. Nah, you wouldn't want that, because that was the end of your career.
You know what's crazy? A lot of riders say that they'll put JA over Easy because Easy has never been battle tested.
I would put JA over Easy. Easy murdered way more shit than JA ever murdered. But he's up there. They all up there, man, in one way or another. But yeah, Easy and Josh 5, they was the first people that I would say took it like every block and every hood and every borough.
Yeah.
So
it's true. Easy didn't do a lot of throw-ups, but he did do throw-ups, though.
That's what I'm saying. They did have a lot of them, and they was nice, clean. Especially Josh, like you said, they always had clean fillings or solid, straight tags. Yo, there was no errors. Even Trap's another one. Like
Trap.
If I would
Trap and
I would start with a 2-letter name. A 2-letter name would be my tag. If I would start it all over again, to have more to be able to have more pain to get up more. Because 5 letters and better is like, whoa.
That's funny because me as a 2-letter tag nigga, I always said if I could start over, my tag would be a word because, you know, I seen how niggas could stretch their shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but a 2-letter name with either a 2-letter name or like a character letter. Like Trap made it into like kind of a character, you know, like OS. He has a character in it. Like make it something that's gonna catch a person's eye and make them want to look at it a second time. Oh shit, hold on, what did I just see? Oh shit, that's dope, you know?
Yeah. That's what I try to do with my vertical and shit. Like, you know, it sticks out. Like if there's a tag just all full of gates and I have a tag on there too, my shit sticks out because it's vertical, basically.
I tried the 2-letter thing. At one point, I tried to change it to DV, and I was doing DV fillings. It was fun and dandy for a while, but I was just like, DV, what the fuck is DV? And then you would write in DV once, so now you back to 5 letters. So I just left it over.
Might as well write over, yeah. That's funny, my nigga. So, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yo, but Fib is one of my top favorites also with Trap. Fib and OE is crazy.
That's what I mentioned before. P13 and OE were together, and then Fib and DC were always bombing together. And they was destroying shit. Yo, they had the highways on lockdown for sure. That's a
fact. That's a fact.
And he was doing the stretch tags too. The 3 Fib, he would make that shit fit the whole gate. 3 letters fit the whole gate. Or half the gate, yeah. Made your shit known all the way down the top too.
I feel a person that is always overlooked is Smith, bro. He's a classic, one of my favorites, Smith.
He was good. He was good. Yeah, he gets overlooked a lot. I don't know for what reason. But they had a lot. It used to be Smith and Sane. Smith and Sane also had the poles too in the tunnels a lot. And the lights. They took it to the lights. So when you went by the lights, you would always see Smith Sane. That's another childhood memory of being in the tunnels.
Hell yeah, that's nostalgic for me, bro. Smith, bro. Salute to Smith, my nigga.
For sure.
Cope, definitely, of course. With PJ, Cope, PJ, niggas like that. Louis 167, of course.
Yeah, Louis is up there too. And Jude is behind them. He was also smashing gates in every borough too. Tyke TFO too was doing this.
Yeah.
There was a few heads that was out there. Everybody's trying to do an Easy and Jazz, trying to catch up with them, you know, because that was really the deal. It was Easy and Jazz was number 1. It was like raining the gates.
Yeah, TK, TNR, he was killing shit too.
That's another one too. Facts.
TK, TNR. And I always like Crook also. Crook TFV? Yeah.
Yeah, he's another one I used to hang out with in Brooklyn a lot in the late 80s, early 90s. Crook, it was Cav, it was Seth, Dog Crew, all these old school writers.
Oh, of course, you know who else I love? The whole entire Fuck crew. Rest in peace, LC and LI, BYE, Fatal, Chael, SMG, all of those niggas, Vic too. Those niggas I love the salute to Fuck crew.
Yeah, them two is up there, man. That's my nigga right there. Yo, buy one, yo. Rest in peace, like you said, LC, Fatal, Word. They did their thing. Hard body too.
Word, son. Fatal is underrated, nigga. Chael, SMG, nigga, come on.
Five is nasty. That canvas behind me right here, that's him by himself.
Word, son. The whole fuck through, my nigga. Classic shit, my nigga.
Shout out
Classic.
also to RLC MSD. Can't forget him either. He did his thing too.
Oh, look, son. The son said gist.
WTO.
Rest in. Did you ever know gist? J-I-S?
Nah, never met him.
You remember that shit?
Nah, I don't.
J-I-S? Gist? Yeah,
No.
gist, bro.
Rest in peace, Zexor. He did his thing. He really did his thing too.
That's a fact, bro.
And JJ was a beast too. Rest in peace, JJ357. He was a beast. He was another beast too in all eras too.
Yeah, I seen video where RD was talking about him and shit.
Man, RD's another one that was everywhere too. He's another beast, killing shit too. Yeah, there's a lot of them with killing shit.
Or like you said too, Doom.
In different forms. That's all.
Who else too? Or this nigga too. What's his name? Rush, Deco and Rush.
So, for sure, Deco and Rush kill shit too. Word.
Deco and Rush, and of course Rhino. Oh shit, Kobe. Yeah, Rhino. The whole KGB nigga.
Rhino done his thing too. Yeah, gotta give him some props too.
But Trap to me definitely is up there with the elite though. Trap, he definitely earned his way up there.
Even Devo, his partner too, another one that don't get no credit. Devo did it.
Yeah, he killed a lot of villains. Hell yeah. Oh, I always gotta say JD and Set. I gotta always say JD and Set.
That's another fact. They did. They had a lot of spots too, back to back. Outlines, all that. Villains, nice, clean.
They're one of the top. They're definitely one of the top duos in Graff ever. JD and Set. Who else is the top duos? Oh, Louis, Rule, and Tyke. Though that's a crazy trio right there.
For sure. They kill shit too. Ruel is up there too with them, kind of. He was up too a lot. RUEL.
What? That nigga destroys shit. But Tyke is that nigga though, son. He had tunnels and he had like the TIKEs when he hit like trains and shit like that. But then when he hit the tags on the gates, it was the TYKEs.
Yeah, I remember that. Astro, Doom, and Fogs, all of them were killing the gates, yo, and they all had the height advantages too.
Yeah, those were the golden eras, bro. Those were the best writers. MQ, of course, you know what I'm saying?
Those are definitely the times that you had to find a spot in the gate, and hopefully you found a clean gate.
Word. It was hard to find. Now you can't even find a high spot. Niggas is jet packed out everywhere. Niggas is killing the top of everything.
That's why I said that was the best times of me and ever, man. The ladder spots, that's where it's at.
That's a fact. Yo, salute put. Yo, look, the vertical put. That nigga said JP. For sure, JP had tags everywhere. JP, nigga, with the fat cap, high tags, always JP, nigga.
Yeah, I do recall that too.
JP, I love that shit, son. Sack TFO, hell yeah, look. That's a fact. Sack had mad tags everywhere, just like Chad also. Chad. Hell yeah. Chad had mad shit. You know who had mad shit on the low too? That nigga Saze. S-A-Z-E. Lord Saze.
Says, CE, Zane. There is a lot of other ones too that were up a lot too. So yeah, there's a bunch of people.
What about Alacran? Remember Alacran? IMS?
Nah, I don't.
No? Oh man, son. I ask everybody about that nigga, son, because yo, he's a Queens nigga, son. That nigga's classic in Queens.
I don't recall that. Not that he wasn't up, I just don't recall it. Maybe if you showed me the name, I'd be like, oh, what?
Yeah, son. I'd be asking people some. You see, look, Dreff. He said IMS. Hell yeah. You see, so he's a very old school in the cut. Queens nigga and shit. Look, Paulski says Smith insane. Yeah, we was already talking about Smith, how underrated he is. Plus, I forgot to say this, Dover Smith, his wife is Lady Pink, so that's like a fairy tale graffiti couple right there. Smith and Lady Pink.
Facts.
Imagine having a wife that understands and does the same exact thing that you do.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always awesome. That's a plus.
That's a
fact. Hey, go ahead, go kill shit. That's always a plus.
I guess the only argument you and wife you have is who used up all the paint. Yo, what the fuck, bro?
Why you ain't let me catch the last tag?
Exactly.
Put me up.
You tight, you ain't getting no pussy because you caught 10 tags and she caught 9. That's funny. Yo, Dover, bro, I want to salute you, my bro. It was fun having you on. I thank you. You a legend, a GOAT in this game, a barbarian. And if you come back, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be on the lookout for that. You heard? So you got any last shout outs or anything before we get off this?
Nah, but good looking, and you'll be seeing me coming back. I am going to come back again. I got the itch.
So, and I got a Dover and RD sticker together. Like y'all both caught the tag on the same stick. I got that shit on the low of my collection, my nigga. Bang. You see? Oh my God. Look at that. Bang. Oh, come on. Yo. Oh my God. Salute to the gods, bro. That's crazy. That's work right there.
I'm getting ready.
He's loaded. Yo, son. Yo, Dover, salute, my guy. Yo,
salute.